Well, fixed income, pretty popular as of late, at least according to my next guest from Equity Trustees. Johnny Francis joins me now. Hi, Johnny, welcome.
Thank you.
So this is coming from a list called the 100. What is that?
Sure. So as a market leading trustee, we have about 500 products at Equity Trustees where we're an issuer. And what we've done is a piece of analysis every year to have a look at the last 100 products that have been launched in the market.
Okay.
And really it's just giving insights to clients and intermediaries and service providers around the trends that we're seeing. And often these are things that aren't even coming to market, so they're products currently in build phase.
Okay.
And we're just in a very unique position to offer that.
Yeah, okay. So I guess we gave it away a little bit in the intro, but fixed income, I mean, is that sort of winning the popularity contest this year?
So I think obviously with rising interest rates, fixed income is obviously going to be a very attractive asset class. I wouldn't say that's where all the flows have gone. We've seen a lot of alternative credit funds, particularly global equities funds as well, but fixed income has done very, very well. Anything that's protecting the capital or increasing the yield has definitely attracted some flows.
Yeah, well, we talk about private credit so much. I mean, I can literally, if I tracked it over the past few years, I mean, we're definitely at peak private credit. Is that, part and parcel of what we're seeing here?
I think so, and I don't think that trend's abating. So a lot of global fund managers are coming to market, particularly since COVID-19. They're really looking to attract the global capital and deploy it into their offshore vehicles. So we're seeing particularly feeder fund products being established to try and capture that high net worth money and invest it into those products.
What about other alts?
So alternatives is quite a broad category.
Yeah.
We're seeing private credit, fixed income, we're seeing real asset, venture capital, private equity, so it's a bit of a mixed bag, but I think if you look at our superannuation pot at the moment, it's so enormous, it's about 1.6 times GDP, so that money has to be deployed somewhere, so the alternatives are really getting traction at the moment.
What about good old-fashioned equities? Yeah.
Look, equities are always going to play an important part in any asset allocation. So we've seen a lot of global equities products coming to market, Australian equities products coming to market. I think the key there is around differentiation. There's a lot of product out there at the moment in that space. So unless there's a differentiator, it can't just be down to price, it can't be performance, there have to be nuances to the products. So the key there is having something that's unique.
Okay, so we're thinking mega trends or how it plays into some of the other broader sort of thematics out there. What about ETFs? Is that just a reflection of what goes on in equities, or is there something else that we can glean from, the activity there?
Right. So the ETFs we think is going to be a real boom over the next sort of decade. When you look at the American market, it's probably fairly nascent today in Australia, but there's more than 200 billion now in ETFs in Australia, and we have a very unique proposition, which is this dual access concept where ETFs can really attract the wholesale institutional capital in one class, and then they can attract the ETF or the exchange money on the retail class. So as a wrapper, that's a very attractive product. Now they tend to lend themselves more to equities or fixed income products. So there are some asset classes where it's a bit more challenging just because of the nature and the valuations of those particular asset classes. But really we do see that as a booming market.
So it's a curious thing though, because are the products developed to meet past demand, or are they in any way, indicative of what the future may hold? Like, are they playing catch up?
Well, I think it's a bit of both. I think there's always a bit of catch up, but our clients are always looking to innovate, differentiate, come to product with new markets. So I think there will always be a staple of those old traditional asset classes, but also the new products coming through as well.
Yeah, and so what do they do with this research? Like, why is it important? Does it give them an indication of how competitive the landscape may be, or where the holes might be, where the opportunities lie?
Sure. So we really look at it from a few different points. What would make a successful manager coming to Australia? So for offshore managers, that's very, very attractive information because we can talk about the regulation, the distribution, who are the key people to partner with. And then from a domestic point of view, it's probably more about who they're competing with. If there's a lot of product in their particular space, how do they attract the flows? Is it having a better distribution network? Is it having a differentiated product? So we're just trying to give some insights to our clients and people looking to set up funds around the trends that we see.